and welcome to the 5th Revolutionary Minute. This video series from Quincy Historical Society, Quincy 400, and QATV aims to honor and celebrate the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, recognizing events both significant and obscure here in Quincy, Massachusetts, and beyond. On this day, 250 years ago, December 5th, 1773, Abigail Adams wrote to her friend and fellow patriot, Mercy Otis Warren. "The tea, that baneful weed, is arrived. Great, and I hope effectual, opposition has been made to the landing of it." The infamous tea had indeed begun to arrive in Boston on November 28th, after weeks of anticipation and protest. Today, it is widely understood that the controversy over this tea ultimately sparked the American Revolution. But why tea, of all things, to be that spark? For the answer, we must look to the cultural and economic history of tea in the British Empire. Tea was first introduced to Britain from China in the 1580s. Its popularity increased over the next 2 centuries, eventually becoming widely available to the average consumer by the mid-1700s. It would be hard to overstate tea's importance to British and colonial society. One contemporary magazine went so far as to say that tea was a necessary of life. This was partially due to the realities of life. Waterborne illnesses were common, and people often avoided drinking plain water if they could, opting instead to have a hearty mug of beer, hard cider, or rum punch. But obviously, drinking alcohol every hour of the day is not an ideal practice, so beverages such as coffee, hot chocolate, and tea became welcome substitutes. Tea's caffeine content also contributed to its necessity. Before 1773, boycotts of tea in the colonies were largely unsuccessful due to tea's habit-forming properties as a stimulant. After all, many Americans today would balk at the prospect of going a single morning without a cup, or 3, of coffee. Furthermore, the American colonists were eager to keep up with the Joneses of British high society, and taking tea was a cheap way to do so. Smugglers also could make a fortune importing tea from outside of the British East India Company's monopoly. It is estimated that of the 300,000 pounds of tea consumed annually in New England, 3/4 of it was imported illegally. When Parliament passed the Tea Act in the spring of 1773, those smugglers stood to lose significant profits, as legal tea was now so heavily subsidized that it undercut their prices. To the Patriots, the Act used tea's appeal and addictiveness to finally establish Parliament's authority to tax the colonies without their consent. Abigail Adams summed up the seriousness of the situation thus: "You will find that the proceedings of our citizens have been united, spirited, and firm. The flame is kindled, and like lightning, it catches from soul to soul. Great will be the devastation if not timely quenched, or allayed by some more lenient measures." Abigail correctly recognized the extent of the trouble brewing, trouble that would boil over in just a few days' time. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll join us for the next Revolutionary Minute.